First, I'd like to motivate the idea of why we do homework. I took my first physics class in high school in 1999. Since then, I've been practicing physics in one form or another, either in college, as a graduate student, in my work as a research scientist, and now as a professor. I've had a lot of practice. I'm not necessarily the smartest person on the planet, but I'm good at physics because I have, and do, practice. You probably don't have as much experience as me in physics, and that's okay. But how do you get better at it? You get better by practicing. One great way to practice is by doing assigned homework sets. They're a great way to give you instant feedback about how you're approaching problems, and they give you practice using the math equations that describe how physics phenomena work. Homework is not meant as busy work. It's meant to help you be a better physicist, whether or not you actually want to be a physicist in your future. Your homework assignments in Physics 1100 will take place using MyOpenMath. This platform is free for you to use. To sign up, follow the instructions on Blackboard and use the access code that is available. Each assignment will show the due date for that assignment. If you need extra help remembering to do your homework, I suggest you use a reminder app or set an alarm on your phone to prompt you to work on them. This is an example of what you will see when you log into MyOpenMath. On the home screen, the assignments that you can currently work on will be displayed. The due date and time is listed right under the assignment name. You can also see this information in the calendar view. I find that clicking on the link labeled Events List is more helpful than the calendar view itself. Except for the first assignment, all of the homework assignments are composed of two sections. The first section will be composed of conceptual, multiple choice questions. Carefully read the questions, click an answer, and hit Submit. You'll notice after you hit Submit that a prompt comes up that says Question Submitted. You can change your mind and submit a new answer, but will not receive feedback until after the due date. After the due date, you will be able to see whether or not you got the question correct. The top of the page will show you how many of the questions in the assignment that you've submitted answers for. That's only half of your homework assignment. The other half is going to be short answer questions. These are questions that are going to require you to compute some type of calculation using an equation and come up with a number. When you've come up with a number, you can type it in and hit Submit. The short answer questions give you immediate feedback. A red X and score of 0 indicates that the answer is incorrect. This means you need to keep on trying to find the correct answer. If you get the answer correct, you will see a green border around the individual answer. You'll see a green check mark if the entire set of answers in a question is correct. One thing to note is that each of the question has units available next to the answer. It's important that you pay attention to these units because if you do not use the correct units, it's possible that your answer will be incorrect. Notice that there is a drop-down menu at the top of the screen. There are a bunch of different problem sets in each homework assignment. You have to do all of them. Each one of these individual exercises will show you how many questions have been answered in the drop-down menu. You will also see your score on the assignment at the top of the page. While working on a problem in the short answer section, it is important for you to keep significant digits after the decimal point. I recommend keeping 3. By rounding too soon, it's possible you'll have MyOpenMath tell you your answer is incorrect. Another neat thing about MyOpenMath is that you're able to use mathematical notation in your answers. For example, if I know the answer is 10 times 7, I can actually type in 10 and the times symbol and 7. When I hit Submit, MyOpenMath will automatically do the calculation and tell me if the answer is correct or not. There are many other math notations you can use in MyOpenMath. Note that this is completely optional, but can be helpful, especially if you don't have a calculator. MyOpenMath's math notation can be very helpful, especially when using scientific notation. Let's say my answer is 5 times 10 to the negative 7. I can type that in manually by putting in 6 zeros followed by the number 5. But sometimes it can be hard to keep track of all of those zeros. Instead, what I can do is type in 5, the letter E, and negative 7. I can also type in 5 times 10 to the negative 7. Use the caret symbol, Shift 6 on your keyboard, to create that exponent. That's another perfectly valid way to enter in the same data. If you're not really sure what I mean about entering in scientific notation like this, please note that it is completely optional. You do not have to use it. If at any point you're struggling with the homework, feel free to reach out to me or your peers to ask for help. You are not in this alone.